speak too much. You explain yourself to people who have already decided what to think of you. You justify your intentions to those who have no power to advance them. You bleed your mystery out through your mouth. And then you wonder why no one listens when you speak. You strip yourself naked before a world that only respects the clothed. You give them your soul, and they pay you with boredom. You hand them your strategy, and they repay you with mockery. You beg to be understood, and in doing so, you become predictable. And in a world ruled by predators, predictability is the first stage of defeat. Every word you give away is a piece of your fortress torn down. Every confession is a map for your enemies. Every attempt to explain your mind is a surrender of your sovereignty. You are transparent. And transparency is not a virtue in war. It is a liability. The man who shows his hand first dies first. The man who speaks before acting becomes a target before he even draws his sword. You have confused honesty with strength. But strength is rarely honest. It is silent, concealed, measured, waiting. I have watched men lose empires because they could not stop explaining themselves. I have seen rulers undone because they wanted to be loved rather than feared. They wanted to be understood rather than obeyed. They wanted the comfort of sympathy instead of the command of respect. And so they spoke. They poured out their thoughts, their doubts, their wounds, their dreams. The people listened, smiled, nodded, and then devoured them. Words are invitations to judgment. Silence is a wall. Behind that wall, you are untouchable. Power does not speak. It radiates. It does not need to justify its decisions. It makes others justify themselves before it. The strong man moves without warning, and his silence becomes a field of anxiety. Those around him begin to imagine what he might be planning. Their fear multiplies his influence. Their curiosity becomes his weapon. The less they know, the more they project, and what they project is often greater, darker, more commanding than the truth could ever be. That is the aura of mystery, the invisible crown that bends reality around your presence. You, on the other hand, live under the illusion that openness breeds connection. You think if you are transparent, people will trust you. You think if you share your plans, they will respect your honesty. But transparency does not invite trust. It invites manipulation. When they know your weaknesses, they can exploit them. When they know your intentions, they can preempt you. When they know your fears, they can own you. To rule, you must learn restraint. To command, you must master silence. To influence, you must let others drown in the unknown while you breathe in stillness. You were taught that being mysterious means being deceitful. That is a lie fed to the obedient. The masses fear what they cannot define, and so they worship simplicity. But leaders, conquerors, and tacticians, they thrive in complexity. They use ambiguity as armor. Mystery is not deception. It is discipline. It is the refusal to bleed information. It is the ability to maintain control of perception. You must understand power is not always what you are. It is what they believe you are. The perception is often stronger than the reality. I once warned that rulers must learn to appear virtuous while remaining capable of cruelty. The appearance must be managed. The truth must be concealed. But today, you do not manage your appearance. You destroy it with your own noise. You let emotion dictate expression. You show anger, and they see your insecurity. You show excitement, and they see your hunger. You show pain, and they see your weakness. They study your reactions like a spy studies an enemy camp. They learn your timing, your limits, your pattern, and then, when the moment comes, they strike exactly where you exposed yourself. The aura of mystery is a weapon forged in restraint. You must learn to resist the need to reveal. Every human seeks to be known, but only the powerful can endure being unknown. That is the true test of discipline, to withhold what others crave from you. The moment they cannot predict you, you control them. The moment they cannot read you, they orbit you. Their minds become servants to your silence. They will fill the void you create with imagination, fear, and reverence. You see, most men are addicted to exposure. They overshare because they crave validation. They confess because they want to feel seen. But the man who speaks less is feared more. The one who hides his motives forces the world to interpret him as dangerous. The human mind fears uncertainty more than pain. Mystery awakens that fear. It creates a tension that power feeds upon. Your silence makes them nervous. Their nervousness makes them obedient. Think of it as psychological warfare. Every word is ammunition. Every silence is positioning. When you speak, you reveal your coordinates. When you remain silent, you force the enemy to fire into the dark. That is the art of command, to make others waste their strength in confusion while you conserve yours in control. The battlefield of influence is won not by those who speak loudest, but by those who speak least and strike precisely. You must learn to weaponize your absence. When you withdraw, they seek you. When you hold back, they chase. When you reveal nothing, they invent myths about you. The aura of mystery makes others do the work of glorifying you. They will build your reputation in their minds without you lifting a finger. Every great ruler understood this: Caesar, Alexander. Even they let the imagination of others become their most powerful ally. But you, modern man, are a slave to exposure. You crave visibility, attention, validation. You measure your worth by how much they see, how much they like, how much they comment. You have mistaken attention for influence. But attention without control is chaos. The crowd that praises you today will destroy you tomorrow. The same eyes that admire will dissect. The same mouths that cheer will mock. Because when they know too much, they lose respect. Mystery is the distance that maintains their reverence. Understand this in every relationship, every hierarchy, every negotiation. Information is leverage. The one who knows less is at a disadvantage, but the one who reveals less controls. The art of power lies not in how much you know, but in how little you show. Let them speak. Let them reveal. Let them expose themselves under the illusion of openness, while they drown in their own words. You remain still, observing, calculating, patient. Do not confuse silence with passivity. Silence is an active weapon. It is reconnaissance. It gathers information while concealing your own. It draws others out, tempts them to fill the void. And in that void, they expose their intentions. Every man eventually speaks himself into weakness, but only the disciplined remain unreadable. That is how the strategist survives the war of perception. You want to be magnetic. Withdraw your explanations. Speak only when necessary. And even then, leave room for interpretation. Let your gestures suggest more than your words explain. Let your absence weigh more than your presence pleads. When they do not know where you stand, they will tread carefully. When they do not know what you think, they will try to impress you. When they cannot predict your moves, they will fear your silence more than they would fear your speech. To command respect, you must become a void wrapped in purpose. Let them sense your direction but never see your map. The aura of mystery is not about darkness, it is about contrast. You reveal only enough to make them believe they know you, but never enough to confirm it. Keep them guessing, keep them reaching, keep them slightly uncertain. That uncertainty binds their attention more powerfully than affection ever could. In war, unpredictability is survival. In politics, it is dominance. In personal life, it is sovereignty. The mysterious man never begs for loyalty. People offer it to him, hoping to remain in his favor. The open man pleads for understanding, and that pleading erodes his authority. You must decide which side you serve. The side of those who speak to be understood, or the side of those who remain silent to be obeyed. You were not born powerless. You were conditioned to expose yourself. They taught you to confess everything, to prove your sincerity, to over-explain your motives. They told you that clarity is virtue, but clarity is control. And they wanted to control you. They trained you to disarm yourself in the name of trust. They told you to be authentic, knowing that authenticity makes you predictable. They taught you transparency, because mystery terrifies those who cannot dominate it. But you can reclaim it. You can withdraw your visibility. You can rebuild your enigma. You can stop giving them what they do not deserve, your inner map. When you hold back, you shift the balance. When you speak less, they lean in. When you disappear, they wait. And that waiting gives you time, leverage, and control. That is strategy. That is command. That is the Machiavellian art of invisible influence. They think mystery is something you are born with, some romantic fog that lingers around the gifted or the divine. They are wrong. Mystery is built. It is engineered. It is the outcome of restraint, control, and the ruthless discipline of revealing less than you know. It is an act of warfare, psychological, social, and political. It is the suppression of impulse and the orchestration of perception. The aura that commands power is not an accident. It is the consequence of design. You see, every mind you meet is a battlefield. Their attention is territory, and your words are troops. Each time you speak, you deploy force. The question is, do you advance strategically, or do you waste soldiers in panic fire? You, like most, waste them. You speak to fill silence. You speak to calm your own uncertainty. You speak to make others comfortable. But every word you throw without precision bleeds your authority. The general who moves too soon exposes his flank. The ruler who explains too much invites dissent. I have seen men who possess power lose it, not because they were weak, but because they were too visible. Visibility is vulnerability. When they can see the gears of your mind turning, they can jam them. When they can predict your next move, they can counter it. The master strategist hides his pattern behind chaos, his motive behind contradiction. The aura of mystery is the fog that covers your real direction. It blinds the observer, and in their blindness, they miscalculate. When they cannot read you, they cannot oppose you effectively. They fear your unknown potential more than your visible strength. You may be outnumbered, but if they cannot gauge your position, they hesitate. And hesitation is the crack through which victory enters. The aura of mystery does not need to make you invincible. It only needs to make others uncertain. Uncertainty paralyzes faster than any blade. The human mind craves clarity. It fears ambiguity. It needs categories, definitions, labels. The mysterious man denies it all. He becomes the unsolvable equation, the unreadable face, the silence that echoes. And in that refusal, he seizes control over the mind of others. They will talk about you, debate your motives, argue your meaning, all of them prisoners of the void you created. You do nothing, and yet you command their thoughts. That is the economy of power to achieve maximum control with minimum exposure. You were raised to think power requires dominance, loudness, aggression. You were told to put yourself out there, to speak your truth, to make your presence known. But that is how pawns behave. That is how the desperate seek validation. The true strategist operates beneath visibility, not within it. He influences without exposure, directs without announcement, controls without claim. The loud demand attention, the powerful command it by absence. To command power through mystery, you must first master distance. Distance in speech, distance in emotion, distance in accessibility. Let them approach, but never arrive. Give them fragments, not completion. Offer gestures that hint, but never explain. The mind cannot resist what it cannot fully grasp. It circles endlessly around it, burning energy in obsession. That is how empires of influence are built, not through information, but through fascination. When I advised princes, I told them this: it is safer to be feared than loved. But what commands both is mystery. Fear, without understanding, breeds rebellion. Love without distance breeds familiarity. And familiarity kills reverence. But when they love what they cannot fully know, when they fear what they cannot fully see, you become untouchable. Your aura becomes an atmosphere that bends others' behavior. They will seek your favor, interpret your silence as wisdom, and treat your unpredictability as divine calculation. Modern man cannot comprehend this. He thinks presence equals power. He lives in exposure, every thought displayed, every feeling broadcast. He reveals not because he must, but because he cannot endure being unseen. The absence of attention terrifies him. He equates invisibility with insignificance. But here lies the reversal. The one who can disappear at will owns the attention of those who cannot. When you can withdraw completely and return unpredictably, you dominate the rhythm of their emotions. You become the ghost that controls the living. You are afraid of silence because it mirrors your emptiness. You are afraid of mystery because it requires patience. You have confused comfort with clarity. But clarity destroys command. The mysterious man tolerates misunderstanding because he knows every misinterpretation amplifies his myth. The weak rush to correct others. The powerful allow others to remain in the fog. They let the fog work for them. You must build your aura like a fortress. Every word you speak must be measured for necessity. Every emotion filtered through discipline. You must learn the language of ambiguity, not lies, but suggestion, not deceit, but directionless confidence. When you speak, let your meaning carry layers. Let them feel depth without ever touching bottom. Let them believe they see, while knowing they see only what you allow. Your silence should not be empty. It should hum with intention. When you withhold words, let your eyes speak of command. When you pause, let it stretch into tension. When you answer, give less than expected. You must train yourself to be unhurried, unbothered, unreadable. People mistake reaction for humanity, but reaction is weakness. Every emotion shown is a signal. Every signal is intelligence. Every piece of intelligence is ammunition for your enemy. Do you understand now why I say silence is strategy? Mystery protects not only your plans, but your identity. When they cannot define you, they cannot limit you. The moment you are labeled, you are boxed. The moment they think they understand you, they stop fearing you. The aura of mystery denies them the comfort of definition. You must remain undefined, unfixed, ungraspable. You must move between forms like smoke, leaving only traces. They will try to categorize you moral or immoral, kind or cruel, genius or madman. Never confirm. Let them fight over their illusions while you maneuver freely between them. Do not be fooled. This is not about aesthetics or style. It is about survival. Every age worships exposure until it devours its own. You will see the loudest destroyed by their openness. You will see the visible consumed by public appetite. The mysterious survive because they give nothing away. They become myth, and a myth cannot be killed. Consider your life as a series of campaigns. Every conversation is reconnaissance. Every social interaction is terrain. Every alliance, a shifting front. In this field, visibility is death. The soldier who exposes himself too soon invites the sniper's bullet. You must learn to move in shadows, not to hide, but to control perspective. Shadows are not absence of light. They are mastery of it. The strategist uses light, like information reveals enough to direct attention, conceals enough to remain unpredictable. When you are mysterious, even your smallest actions acquire weight. A single word becomes a prophecy. A single gesture, a decree, because scarcity multiplies value. The man who speaks constantly devalues his speech. The man who rarely speaks turns his silence into gold. You must learn to ration yourself like a precious resource. Do not let them consume your attention. Make your presence costly. Make your words sacred. You will find this difficult at first. You will feel the urge to explain, to defend, to connect. Resist it. Every time you withhold an unnecessary word, you sharpen your edge. Every time you delay a reaction, you build presence. The longer they wait for your move, the more powerful your eventual move becomes. Mystery stretches time in your favor. It allows you to dictate the tempo of every exchange. This is what most fail to understand. Power is not about domination, it is about rhythm. The aura of mystery gives you control over rhythm. You determine when interaction begins and when it ends. You decide what remains unsaid. You manipulate pace. The weak move at the world's tempo. The strong make the world move at theirs. When you slow down, you force others to adjust. When you go silent, you force them to speak. That is how you seize initiative. A man who controls tempo, controls perception. The mysterious are never rushed. Because haste exposes. Impatience is the confession of fear. The patient strategist lets others burn their fuel in noise while he watches, waits, and plans the precise strike. That strike hit. Clean. Decisive is the mark of command. It is not the loud who win wars. It is the silent who calculate the conditions of victory before the first battle begins. You will notice this law in every domain. The one who knows less must talk more. The one who knows more can remain silent. The one who holds nothing must show everything. The one who holds everything shows nothing. And so, you must invert your instincts. The moment you feel compelled to speak, pause. The moment you want to explain, wait. The moment you seek approval, withdraw. Let the silence grow until it becomes uncomfortable. That discomfort is your training ground. The longer you can endure it, the more powerful you become. Silence unsettles because it creates space, and in that space, others project their insecurities. They will talk more to fill it. They will reveal themselves. They will confess without interrogation. You will watch as they build your intelligence for you. Every leader I ever respected understood this to dominate conversation. One must master silence. The one who speaks least ends up knowing most. You must become a mirror. Reflect. But never reveal. Let them see themselves in you. Thinking they have found understanding, give them the illusion of intimacy while holding the truth in reserve. They will trust you more deeply the less they truly know you. Mystery is the art of letting others believe in the connection you never fully offer. You command them by what they imagine, not by what you reveal. And if you wish to command not just attention, but allegiance, you must learn to disappear entirely. Absence is the final evolution of mystery. When you vanish without explanation, their dependence grows. Their curiosity festers into loyalty. They will wait for your return. Interpreting your silence as wisdom, the aura you leave behind becomes larger than you ever were in presence. This is not manipulation, it is gravitational law. The less they have of you, the more they want you. When you control when and how you appear, you control narrative itself. The mysterious man writes the story of his reputation by editing what is seen. He releases fragments, hints, symbols. He lets others do the storytelling, and what others create in imagination will always exceed what you could achieve by explanation. Mystery multiplies myth. Myth multiplies power. The aura of mystery is not sustained by accident. It requires structure, a methodical discipline, a chain of command within yourself. You must treat your mind as a fortress and your emotions as soldiers under strict order. If a single emotion breaks rank and escapes through your eyes, your tone, your words, the enemy learns your position. Control is not merely the suppression of feeling, it is the synchronization of your internal world with your external mask. The strategist never shows what he feels. He shows only what strengthens his position. To maintain mystery, you must first establish the outer perimeter, the field of perception that surrounds you. This is where the war for reputation is fought. Most men are careless with this field. They let others define them through gossip, exposure, endless communication. But the disciplined tactician defines it himself. You decide what is visible. You decide what is known. You decide which part of your life becomes legend and which part remains sealed in silence. Every word you release is a scout you cannot call back. It will travel beyond your control, carrying pieces of you to those who will use it for or against you. This is why you must ration words like provisions in a siege. Speak only when you must, and let every word serve a function. Waste no ammunition. The careless man fires in all directions, and his position becomes obvious. The master waits for alignment, one strike, one victory. In the theater of influence, perception is the terrain. You must construct your terrain carefully. Appear approachable, yet unavailable. Appear confident, yet uncertain in ways that intrigue. Appear powerful, yet surrounded by questions. Every contrast multiplies your depth. People do not worship what they fully understand. They worship what they cannot decode. That is why gods are born not from revelation, but from mystery. To preserve the aura, you must also master the rhythm of disappearance and reappearance. Never remain constant. Constancy breeds predictability. Predictability breeds contempt. Appear suddenly. Vanish unexpectedly. Let them wonder what consumes your time, what occupies your mind. Let your absences speak louder than your words. When you return, carry silence like armor. Their hunger for your presence will transform into reverence. The one who controls absence controls desire. Remember this law: mystery feeds on contrast. If you are always visible, your presence loses. Meaning, if you are always silent, you fade into irrelevance. The strategist alternates visibility, followed by withdrawal, revelation followed by concealment, like a commander using smoke to confuse the battlefield. You must obscure your movements with calculated inconsistency. Predictability is suicide, rhythm is survival. But mystery without substance collapses. You must have depth behind the fog. Otherwise, you become a hollow illusion. The aura must be supported by competence, discipline, and an internal structure of power. Empty mystery is soon exposed. True mystery is reinforced by mastery. When they finally pierce a layer of your silence, what they find must confirm their fear that you are more than they imagined. The most effective mystery arises from skill. Become so capable, so precise, that your actions speak of unseen depths. Let your work, your decisions, your victories hint at forces behind them. Never explain how you achieved them. Let them wonder whether it was luck or strategy, fate or foresight. The less you reveal your method, the more they believe in your power. Power always multiplies when it appears effortless. Control your image as a general controls terrain. Never show the full map of your mind. Reveal enough to inspire confidence, but conceal enough to preserve distance. Allow certain contradictions to exist. Kindness mixed with severity. Warmth wrapped in indifference. Humor shadowed by calculation. Contradiction crée depth. Depth creates intrigue. Intrigue creates control. Every interaction you have is a negotiation of dominance. The one who maintains composure controls the frame. When they speak in passion, stay calm. When they push for answers, delay. When they seek reassurance, deflect. You must never be the one chasing clarity. Clarity belongs to those who follow, not those who lead. To lead is to define what clarity means. The aura of mystery makes others adapt to your tempo. It forces them to seek your approval, your interpretation, your insight. They will ask themselves, what is he thinking? What does she mean? What will they do next? Every question they ask is a chain around their own mind. You do not answer. You let the question rot into fascination. Understand this battlefield psychology. The mind cannot rest in uncertainty. It must resolve tension. And when it cannot, it creates myth to fill the void. That myth becomes your shadow army, invisible soldiers spreading fear and reverence without your command. The less you do, the more the myth grows. Every great ruler in history cultivated this not with words, but with deliberate restraint. I have watched entire courts, paralyzed by the silence of one man, while the fools argued, speculated, and panicked. The quiet strategist observed. He revealed nothing. His stillness became unbearable. And in that tension, the others destroyed themselves. When they finally begged for his decision, he spoke, and his word carried the weight of prophecy. The aura of mystery magnifies every move. It turns a whisper into thunder. Your challenge is not to be understood, it is to be inevitable. The mysterious are not just respected, they are obeyed without reason. Their influence moves below logic. In the primitive realm of instinct, the human mind bows before what it cannot comprehend. That is the foundation of charisma, the invisible throne that words cannot build. To develop it, begin with silence in your daily interactions. Speak half as much. Observe it twice as deeply. When asked a question, delay before answering. Even a heartbeat longer shifts control. Let silence precede your words. It makes them sound heavier. When you do speak, to be precise, concise, and detached. Never rush to fill a void. Let others fill it and reveal their hunger. Train your body the same way. Movement must be deliberate. Eyes steady. Breath calm. The aura of mystery is not an idea. It is a posture. It is the composure of a man who answers to no one's rhythm. You must radiate self-command in every gesture. When you move, it should feel as if the world must make space for you. That is how presence becomes command. But silence and composure are only the first layer. Beneath them lies another weapon: controlled unpredictability. Occasionally, act in ways that defy expectation. Change routine without warning. Deliver kindness where cruelty was expected, and cruelty where kindness was presumed. This controlled chaos prevents others from forming patterns around you. It keeps your image fluid, alive, untouchable. The aura of mystery is not static, it breathes. It expands when fed by unpredictability and contracts when exposed to routine. You must treat it like a living organism under your command. Nurture it with restraint. Feed it with ambiguity. Protect it from overexposure. Every time you explain yourself, you starve it. Every time you withdraw, you strengthen it. Beware of those who demand transparency from you. They do not seek clarity, they seek control. The cry for honesty is often the weapon of the powerless. They will tell you, be open, be real, don't heed her. But what they mean is, surrender your advantage. You owe no one full disclosure. You owe only effectiveness. The ruler reveals nothing except results. If you wish to wield mystery as a long-term strategy, learn to layer it personal, social, and strategic. On the personal level, conceal your emotions. Never let others read your highs and lows. Be a steady signal in a chaotic world. On the social level, manage your accessibility. Let few approach your inner circle. On the strategic level, hide your ultimate objective. Let your visible actions appear disconnected, random while in truth. Each serves a single hidden design. Every great campaign of history was won by deception, not by lies, but by controlled perception. You must appear weaker when you are ready to strike, disinterested when you are calculating, passive when you are positioning. The enemy who cannot read you cannot prepare. The rival who underestimates you cannot defend. The friend who cannot predict you will always seek your favor. I once warned princes that appearances are more powerful than truth. The mysterious ruler crafts appearance like a weapon. He becomes both mirror and fog, reflecting what others wish to see while concealing what he truly is. To command perception is to command behavior. To command behavior is to rule. The aura of mystery is not about secrecy for its own sake. It is about control. Control of tempo, of image, of information, of emotion. Every moment you withhold is an act of dominance. Every unanswered question is an unspoken command. When others adjust to your silence, you have already won. But this art demands endurance. Weak minds crumble under being misunderstood. You must learn to be misread, misused, misquoted, and remain unbothered. The dog barks at the shadow because it cannot see the master. Let them bark. Their noise is proof of your control. When they speak of you without knowing you, when they guess at your motives, when they fill silence with your name, that is when you have succeeded. If you wish to ascend beyond mere survival, you must embrace this discomfort. You must reject the hunger to be liked or approved. Mystery and approval cannot coexist. Those who seek to please are transparent. Those who command cannot beg. You must learn to tolerate distance, even loneliness. For the sake of power, the aura of mystery is cold because warmth invites familiarity, and familiarity dissolves fear. Do not confuse fear with hatred. Fear is respect wearing armor. It creates boundaries. It keeps others cautious. Reverent, obedient. The mysterious are feared not because they are cruel, but because they are unreadable. The unknown frightens even the strong. That fear is your shield. Maintain it by remaining slightly out of reach. Never explain yourself fully. Never reveal your full story. Never let anyone think they have reached the bottom of you. You must always remain a labyrinth, even when someone believes they have found the center. Reveal another corridor, and when you finally act decisively. Every moment of silence must lead to precision. Mystery without execution is emptiness. Mystery followed by mastery becomes legend. One strike after long silence has the force of thunder. Let your power arrive that way unexpected. Undeniable, unforgettable. The greatest enemy of power is exposure. Once they can read you, they can rule you. Once they can predict you, they can corner you. Once they can explain you, they can dismiss you. You lose not when they attack, but when they understand. Understanding dissolves fear, and fear is the invisible armor that shields all command. The aura of mystery is the art of maintaining fear without hostility, distance without alienation, authority without pleading. You must embody it until it becomes your nature calm. Unexplainable, unreadable. There will come a moment when the pressure to reveal yourself will grow unbearable. Someone will demand the truth, the whole truth, the reason behind your silence. They will tell you that openness is trust, that explanation is strength, that vulnerability is courage. They will look into your eyes and insist that honesty is the foundation of connection. In that moment, remember, this connection without control is slavery. Trust without boundaries is invasion. The moment you let them in fully, they will stop respecting the gate. Never give what cannot be retrieved. Never expose what cannot be protected. When you reveal everything, you become ordinary. When you reveal nothing, you become legend. The choice is always yours to be understood or to be obeyed. Power does not dwell in exposure. It thrives in the tension between curiosity and fear. The aura of mystery keeps that tension alive. It is the electric silence between what they think they know and what they can never prove. You have been trained to equate visibility with importance, but the world's true architects remain unseen. The generals you fear most are those whose names you never hear. The leaders who truly command never announce their moves. Their influence circulates like an invisible current, directing armies and nations without raising their voice. The visible are puppets. The invisible hold the strings. The louder the man, the weaker his position. The quieter the ruler, the more absolute his command. This is the Machiavellian paradox. The more you speak, the less they believe, the less you reveal. The more they imagine, the more they imagine, the more power you possess. Their imagination will do what your words never could. It will build your myth. And myths outlast rulers. Let them speculate. Let them misinterpret. Let them whisper your name in rooms you never enter. Every rumor is a signal flare of your reach. You must learn to be content with being misunderstood, because only the misunderstood command the unknown. The moment they comprehend you, they own you. Do not seek fairness in this. Power is not fair. It is not emotional, not sentimental, not moral. It is mechanical. It obeys laws older than empathy. The weak are those who expose themselves to beg for understanding. The strong are those who endure being misjudged. Knowing that mystery breeds control. This is the discipline that separates rulers from subjects. Imagine the battlefield of modern life, the noise, the chatter, the endless stream of exposure, every man shouting to be seen, every woman explaining to be believed. You are surrounded by desperation disguised as honesty. They spill their secrets, their pain, their plans into the void, hoping for validation. But what validation gives, it also takes away. For in the instant you are known, you are owned. In the instant, they can predict your reaction. They control your power. You have surrendered command of your own image. The strategist never does this. The strategist knows that power is the management of information. Control the flow. And you control perception. Control perception. And you control behavior. The aura of mystery is not silence for silence's sake. It is the weaponization of perception itself. It bends reality toward your will. It makes others respond, adapt, and submit without you asking. You must become comfortable with creating distance. The aura cannot survive in constant exposure. You must learn to disappear without guilt. Withdraw from circles that consume your energy. Detach from those who demand constant explanation. They are not companions. They are invaders of your sovereignty. Your life must contain sacred, inaccessible territory, a realm no one enters. That inner fortress is where your power breathes. Protect it with silence. Every general has supply lines. Every mind has a limit of energy. The more you speak, the more you drain your supply. The aura of mystery conserves energy. It allows you to fight longer campaigns, to outlast the impatient. The impatient reveal too much, too soon. The mysterious endure. They win wars not by strength, but by duration. They wear down opposition with silence and watch their enemies destroy themselves through panic. You will feel tempted to reveal your plans, especially when victory approaches. Do not. Let success appear as a natural phenomenon, not a product of your will. The world should never see the sweat of your labor, only the inevitability of your results. When they think your victories are effortless, they will call you gifted. When they believe your power comes from mystery, they will never challenge your methods. This is how you transform fear into reverence. But the aura must never become arrogance. The arrogant speak from insecurity. They try to compensate for the void they cannot control. You must not boast. You must radiate. You must project inevitability. You must become the kind of force that does not argue, does not explain, does not defend. Your very presence must be an argument in itself, silent, absolute, commanding. The aura of mystery is also protection from betrayal. Those who do not fully know you cannot fully betray you. They can only guess, and guessing weakens their aim. Those who think they possess your truth become careless. They relax. They assume, and assumption is the soil where their downfall grows. The mysterious man invites false confidence in his rivals. and then strikes when their arrogance blinds them. Mystery blinds not by hiding, but by making others see only what they want. Your relationships must follow the same principle. Never reveal your entire affection. Keep an element of reserve, even in love. The lover who remains slightly unknown is always desired more than the one fully possessed. Mystery is not manipulation, it is preservation of magnetism. What is completely owned ceases to be valued. Distance suscite un désir. This is the law that rules all forms of attraction, romantic, social, political. Familiarity erodes awe. Mystery revives it. Keep people guessing. Even those closest to you. Let them feel they almost understand you, but never quite do. The tension between knowing and not knowing is the essence of power. It is the invisible leash that keeps the world turning toward you. Learn to weaponize pauses. A pause at the right moment makes the listener question themselves. A look held 1 second longer creates uncertainty. A silence before response shifts the balance of control. Every hesitation, every delay, every breath withheld, these are not emptiness. They are pressure points in psychological combat. The master of mystery uses time as his blade. Your greatest test will be your own need to be known. That hunger for validation is the weak link in every mind. You must kill it. You must starve it until it submits. Replace the craving to be understood with the hunger to be obeyed. Replace the desire to be seen with the discipline to be unseen. Replace the fear of being alone with the satisfaction of being untouchable. Once you no longer need recognition, you will become unstoppable. The man who does not need to explain is free. The man who does not crave attention is untouchable. The man who walks among others without being read is feared like fate itself. You must become that man, the one who commands the room without speaking, who shifts the air without motion, whose very stillness makes others uneasy. That is not charisma. That is dominion. I have seen kingdoms collapse because rulers sought transparency. I have seen generals executed because they explained their intentions to allies. I have seen brilliant minds destroyed because they could not endure being misunderstood. Do not repeat their weakness. You must carry your purpose in secrecy, as one carries fire in a sealed hand, hidden, contained, alive. Let the world see only the light that escapes through the cracks. There is no morality in exposure. There is only loss. Your truth means nothing once it becomes public property. Keep it private, sacred, weaponized. Every mystery you preserve increases your leverage. Every silence you maintain strengthens your fortress. Every unanswered question expands your shadow. And in that shadow, your power grows. You must see the world as it is a war for perception. The one who controls narrative controls belief. The one who controls belief controls behavior. The one who controls behavior controls reality. The aura of mystery is the invisible empire of those who understand this law. While others fight for attention, you manipulate direction. While others scream for recognition, you bend silence into command. Understand, your mystery must be deliberate. It must not come from confusion or detachment, but from control. To master mystery, you must first master yourself. You must govern your impulses, your tone, your face, your eyes. The eyes of the undisciplined betray them long before their words do. Look with purpose or not at all. Speak with intent or remain still. Everything must serve the aura. Let your face reveal calm while your mind calculates. Let your voice remain measured, even when the world burns around you. The mysterious man does not flinch, because flinching is reaction, and reaction is surrender. The one who controls his reactions controls the battlefield. You must not only act mysterious, you must become unreadable at the core. If you achieve this, the world will shift around you. People will whisper before they speak to you. Rivals will hesitate before they challenge you. Allies will study your silence as scripture. You will notice it a subtle pause before every response, a hint of caution in every word they offer. That is the confirmation that you have ascended from mere presence to command. In the end, power is not seized, it is projected. The aura of mystery is the field through which that projection travels. It surrounds you like an atmosphere. It bends perception. It commands instinct. It is the invisible armor of those who no longer need to prove. And now, the choice stands before you. You can continue to live as you are exposed. Predictable, eager to be understood, easily managed by those who read your every move. You can continue to spill your secrets to the indifferent, to explain your purpose to the blind, to beg for recognition from those who use it to control you. You can remain transparent and be consumed, or you can withdraw into discipline. You can seal your fortress, silence your explanations, and reclaim your power. You can become a strategist in a world of impulsive soldiers. You can build your aura slow, deliberate, untouchable. You can move in silence, speak in precision, and watch the world adjust to your rhythm. The choice is between exposure and command, between being seen and being feared, between explaining and ruling. Most will choose comfort. They will keep speaking until their voices become noise. But a few will understand. They will stop. They will listen. They will let silence envelop them like armor. And when they finally speak again, the world will listen. Become that one. Become the man whose mystery shapes every room he enters. Become the ruler whose silence governs louder than the crowd screams. Become the strategist who wins without showing his hand. The commander who conquers without lifting his sword. Because in the end, the aura of mystery is not a mask. It is the throne itself. And only those who can remain unseen will ever truly be obeyed.